Okay, as promised, I have 6 forms that are for tenants. So I'm addressing tenants. We talked about all the forms that landlords use, like your N4s and your N11s and N8s and N12s and so on. But what do the tenants have? What can they fight back with? So we talked about the T6 form last time. So this time there's a form called a T2. So basically I'd say is your landlord harassing you, refusing essential service, illegally entering your home? You have rights. Okay, in this video I'm going to break down the T2 form, how to file it, how to hold your landlord accountable. Okay, so let me look at my notes and let's get started. What is the T2? T2 is used when a landlord violates a tenant's legal rights. Ignore my dog there. And this is under the Residential Tenancies Act, okay? Common reasons to file a T2: landlord harassment, repeated calls, threats, intimidation. Landlords can't harass you, okay? There's a procedure for how landlords are supposed to do things, and it's generally with forms and notices, okay? Illegal entry. So entering without warning, there's a 24-hour rule that a lot of you guys know about, and there's reasons why they can enter, okay? Not just arbitrarily for anything they think of and without notice. Withholding essential services. If there's no heat, no water, electricity. Wrongfully taking or destroying your property. This has happened before. Landlord removes or damages your belongings. Threatening or illegally evicting you. So a landlord pressures you to leave without a legal LTB order, so a landlord tenant board order. Remember, you can follow up on those orders just by calling the landlord tenant board and asking if one has been filed. Now, you can do your own T2 if this stuff is happening to you, okay? So there's a lot of good landlords out there. There's a lot of good tenants out there. I say this all the time, almost as a disclaimer, but there are bad landlords and there are bad tenants. We've spent a lot of time on notices to tenants. Like I said, this one is for you, the tenant, to go against the landlord, not the other way around. So typically what I say is gather evidence. Whenever you talk to your landlord, whenever there's communication with the landlord, other than, walking down the street saying hello, if they happen to be in your neighborhood, document it. Use emails, save phone conversations, use text messages. Try to address who you're talking to in those messages. So you need any photos, videos you have, those are also all great. Now, you can't go out stalking people, but if it's your property, for instance, if a landlord came into your property, don't get irate, but you can film it and have a conversation with the landlord about why you're in here, what authority do you have to be in here, okay? I found this stuff stunning, but there are landlords who just order tenants to let them in the property, and this is all a no-no. Neighbors can be good, so you can get statements from neighbors because they witness stuff too. So record all interactions always with your landlord, and hopefully it never turns out to be anything, but if it does, this is like when I tell landlords, if a tenant is late with rent, serve a notice that they're late with the rent, okay? They get their 14 days to pay it, all's good. But you need that track record, okay? So when something does happen and you want to have a paper trail. So same thing for tenants. You need paper trails against your landlords. So part of these videos that I can explain to you is I want to help get rid of bad landlords. I also want to help landlords with bad tenants. That's kind of been my mission now, and I feel like I'm good at it, and I feel like I can help. So, okay, so step 1, gather your evidence, okay? So text, emails, photos, videos, neighbors, record everything. Step 2, fill out the T2 form. Where do you get it? You can get it from the tribunals. I'll put a link that you can download from. Sections to fill out, obviously your information, landlord details, the issue. Be a little bit thorough on the issue and present evidence if you can. And compensation requested. So for instance, if they stole one of your Adirondack chairs, maybe it's worth $200, that's what you want to put, okay? 3, Submit the form to the Landlord and Tenant Board. You can do it online, email, or in person. There's a $53 filing fee if it hasn't changed. And you'll get a confirmation and a case number. So keep those. And then, if needed, there will be a tribunal hearing. You may have to present evidence at the tribunal hearing, and the outcome could be compensation, orders for the landlord to stop violations, or rent reductions. Those are all possibilities. That's a service we offer with Sky Property Management too. If you're ever at that level, we can help. I've spent a lot of years as a police officer, a lot of years in court. But again, paralegals are fantastic and lawyers are fantastic if you can afford it. Okay, so what happens after you file? Okay, so that's what you want to know. We just kind of went through the whole steps, but let's go back a little bit. You file. Possible tenant compensation and results. So landlord ordered to stop the violations. And this could be a letter from the Landlord Tenant Board to your landlord. Financial compensation for damages, if proven. Rent reduction or lease cancellation in serious cases, okay? Final warnings to landlords. If a landlord ignores a T2 ruling, they can face legal consequences, fines, and enforcement by the Landlord Tenant Board, okay? So if someone you know, or you or someone you know is dealing with landlord issues, don't stay silent. The T2 form is your legal tool to fight back. Download the form, gather your evidence, and take action. So again, I'll put a link for the form here. You can contact the Landlord Tenant Board. I'll tell you the phone number. It's 1-888-332-3234. So I'll attach this all in the details. Yeah, so that's it. That's the T2 form. So along with the T6, this is another form you have to fight back with some other issues to your landlord, okay? They have a job to do because you're paying them rent, and you have obligations because you're living in their property. So it works both ways, not one way. All right?